What is up, Sacred Souls? Thank you so much for tuning in to another video. Just wanted to get back into the swing of making videos again. I just got back from a vacation from visiting my mom. It was super amazing to reconnect with her. But yeah, so I'm back into the swing of recording now. And I just wanted to make a very important video about insecurities. I know this is going to be a very popular topic for everyone because truly everyone has insecurities at some aspect of their being. So I just wanted to break down where my insecurities in life stem from and how I've grown to understand them and how I use them to my advantage. I have learned to use them to my advantage now. And so, yeah, let's get started. I just want to start by breaking the word down, insecurity. So, what I realized is, for me personally, when I was born and, coming into my childhood and really my whole entire childhood, it wasn't stable. So, I never had a one home. In fact, I had like a lot. Like, from ages 1 to 10, I actually can't tell you how many different homes I lived in, whether it was trailers or houses, mainly trailers, honestly. But it's like a lot of different trailers, a lot of different houses, just lots of different living arrangements that I had as a child. And so, what that did for me is it made me never feel secure, and it made me never really feel too stable and safe and secure, because I never had a stable foundation. It was always like jumping around here to here to there. My mom was always with lots of different partners, so I was very just used to a new environment, you know. And so what that did for my sense of identity and my sense of esteem, you could say, is it made it to where I knew I wasn't quote unquote normal. I knew I wasn't like everyone else. I knew my life was different. I could tell that everywhere I went, all the kids knew each other. They grew up from there. Everybody knew each other. And I was always the one like, okay, well, what's up, y'all? It was, the older I got, it was okay. I got used to being, in a new environment. But what that does is it gives you a sense of not being stable. And so that makes you insecure. You're not secure at home. You're not going to be secure at school or, anywhere in life. Oh, and so, yeah, this is some really deep reflection that I've had for many years now, and I just feel it's very important to share your deepest struggles in a sense, because it provides so much value that I and you, everyone, can learn from. And that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm gonna break it down a lot more thoroughly. Just like, for example, as I got older, we'll say fifth grade. When I got to fifth grade, I started to not care about anything but just having fun, which is fine, but like I'm talking about as far as schoolwork goes, I had no support system. My mom supported me, but she just didn't, I guess, hold me really accountable for anything. She was just kind of like a friend to me. Bless her heart. She was a beautiful mom. She was amazing. I've turned out great. But that wasn't the best parenting tactic. And, I essentially just, I failed the fifth grade. My mom's so sweet. Once I failed the fifth grade, she actually let me move. We moved to like another district so I could go to a different school, so I didn't have to go to the same school and have kids below me in a grade below me know I failed and went to the same school or something, whatever. So I was a little kid. I don't even. It's crazy to see how the mind works as a kid, but yeah. So essentially, I um I went to a different school, and now follow me here. So as I'm going into sixth grade, seventh and eighth grade, this is middle school. I realized that, like, obviously a lot of people were really into shoes and clothes. Like, people always like, oh, what kind of, what brand you got, what shoes you got. And I didn't know much about it, to be honest. But in about sixth grade, I started to pay attention more to clothes and stuff. And I tried to get, like, what I thought was stylish in the sixth grade. And I just remember the feeling of people noticing and liking what I wore. And, like, looking back, I did totally base my sense of self-worth or validation to some extent on how people saw me and my hair, the way I had these bangs and I was trying to have them look a certain way and brush my hair a certain way. I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking clean, but it can't be what you base your sense of, like, self on. Like, it can't validate your worthiness or, yeah, I mean, essentially that's being insecure. That's like, that's because I didn't have a stable home life. And so it was like I would come to school and this is where my life was. So I would try to, like, fit in, and be cool. But in reality, it's because I wasn't secure. I was insecure. And now keep in mind, so boom, so let's say seventh grade. Seventh grade, I was starting to really get into style, all right? And, like, I'm from Alabama. So for me growing up, I came up around a lot of hood environments, so I was really used to, like, people of color. Beautiful black people have always been my people. And, like, but that's really different though. Keep in mind it's Alabama where racism has always been so strong. So it was very peculiar, my life was. And by seventh grade, it was very obvious, like, basketball was my thing. So it was very obvious that, like, I connected more with black people than white, per se. And it wasn't something that was talked about. It was just the way things were. I was the one white kid around all the black people all the time. And so it's hard. It's so weird to talk about, but, like, basically, I started to rock what's called Air Force Ones, Nikes. I know everybody wears them now. It always has, but at this time in my life, seventh grade, there was no other white people rocking, Air Force Ones. It was just what black people wore. And so I started wearing them, getting the all whites, getting all different colors. And I like that feeling of everybody being like, damn, that man fresh as fuck. Like, people always used to, and that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with being fresh. Don't get me wrong. Do your thing. Style out. Sauce out. You know what I'm saying? We used to say swag growing up. Like, so do your thing. But the thing is, like, my whole point of this video is for me as a kid, not having a stable, secure life at home, it made it to where me at school, seventh grade, I'm starting to get all styly. And I was attractive, I was good looking, had style. So, like, I was good at basketball, so I was popular, I had all this appearing on the surface. But in reality, I was confused. I was not really happy. I was completely awkward inside. Because I still noticed that everybody was like, man, and I was overthinking it, I guess, but, like, I was just anxious. I was just so self-conscious, so insecure. Yeah, because I knew my life was fucked up. I knew it was weird for me growing up. I knew you know, I wasn't secure at home growing up. So, boom, as a middle schooler, that lack of security created my sense of identity, and it made me insecure because my life was not secure. And so, going into eighth grade, it only got worse. I remember just, I was probably the most popular dude in the whole school, to be real. Like, nobody was better than me at basketball. I had all the fresh shoes. Like, I was lost in being popular because that's what made me feel like, well, this is what y'all like, right? You like me to look this way? Like, I think this looks cool too, or I like ball too. Like, it's like, I like being fresh and playing ball, but that shit didn't do nothing for me inside, really, though. I was really still really insecure. It didn't matter how popular I was or how good at basketball I was still insecure. I still didn't feel content and confident in myself because of how it was coming up. You best believe I knew everyone else's mama and dad, everybody's home life for the most part. Of course, there's always people who have it worse than you, but be real with where you're at, okay? And so I seen that everybody's life was more stable and had like a foundation. You know, their parents are well off. Like, they live in nice houses. They have they're. I've never had a car to this day, to be honest with you. I'm 27 years old. I mean, I don't need a car for the city I live in right now. I'm gonna definitely get a car when I move to probably Florida, but coming back to the point is that I realized that not having a stable foundation, a stable type of life, having a secure and safe environment to be raise a child in, that's all what creates someone being insecure. It's not about how you look. It's not about what you got. I mean, those things matter for sure, but it didn't matter for me. It didn't matter what this face looked like or what clothes I put on. It was never good enough. And it's because that wholesome, loving home environment, don't get me wrong, you know, my mom is a beautiful, loving, compassionate woman, but there's just a lot of things that were lacking in my life. I'm not going to get too specific and go into detail with that, but I'm just going to leave it at that. And bring it back to the point, too, is that I'm on my own now, and I've realized that, you know, I've developed myself to a point where I know I'm always going to have my back. I know that I'm always going to be safe because of me. I know that I'm not going to mess up. I know that, like, my home is great. And I'm safe. I'm secure. I live in California, which is where the root chakra of the planet is. So I'm very grounded. I'm near the root, you know. So the root chakra is all about security, being safe, and grounded. It's the root. So I've never felt more safe, secure, and grounded, stable in my whole life before. And so what that does is allow me to feel peace and content and confidence. Think about the word confidence. Confide. I can confide in myself. I can trust myself. I'm safe. I'm secure. And I've realized that that's what allows me to not be insecure, because I am secure. I'm safe. And so wrapping around to the bigger picture again is that people's insecurities have a deeper source than just something you see on the surface, you know? But that's totally unique and subjective for every person. So this is just my experience. You know, you may be able to relate to it, but ultimately, this is golden to me. I'm so thankful, so blessed. I've never been more happy, more healthy, more abundant, more prosperous. And, you know, this year has been such a huge growth year for me. And I couldn't be any more thankful for all the opportunity that lies ahead and for everything that is in this now. All the opportunities that I'm coming into now and manifesting now. So, this is just a message to say that if you're insecure about anything, always look deeper. You know, it's not just about what do you look like, what do you wear, what do you do. Sure, that all matters, but like, just think deeper. That's all. And if you watch this video, I appreciate you tuning in. It's very personal for me to open up and share about my childhood, but I feel amazing doing it. And it's tough, but there's great lessons, and so I want to share that with you all. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I trust that you're in divine flow per usual.